and take 200,000. All right. We are in a new location. I'm wearing my fall shirt. It is fall. Doesn't feel like it, but it is. Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Rene and I run a real estate team. I don't know what never mind. Ash, I'm already off to a great start. So, do you live in Oakville or Burlington? If you do, or you're thinking of moving to Oakville or Burlington, guess what? I'm going to tell you two really good places that you got to go and eat. If you do live in Oakville, I highly suggest a really delicious restaurant called Piano Piano. We were there the other day, been there a few times actually. Delicious. You got to try their Italian food, especially their veal. Unbelievable. If you live in Burlington, you got to try this new restaurant called Lot 88. Basically, it's steaks, some seafood, some chicken, and you get to cook it on a lava rock. Sounds awesome. Got to try it. Now, before we get into the real estate market, if you like our videos, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And if there's something in the video that you want to challenge or you want to comment on, by all means, click the link in the description. I'd love to book a one-to-one and have a chat. So let's talk about what happened in September. I mean, rates have been coming down, which is awesome. A lot of people are feeling a little better. Doesn't mean that the market all of a sudden has changed and it's peaked. We're not going to see that kind of movement until probably Q1, Q2 of next year. That's just my opinion. The positive thing, though, that we're seeing in Burlington specifically, and we're going to talk about this right now, but Burlington's actually month over month, you're doing very well year over year and year to date. Like it's doing really good. I'm impressed with how things are going with Burlington. Oakville's down a little bit, but I'll get into the numbers in just a second. A lot of people are asking me, like, what's going on in the market? Are homes selling quicker? No, they're not. They're still very stale right now. No matter how much we put into it, the market's the market, and affordability is still a big thing. So it's great that we're seeing the interest rates drop, but I think that over the next few announcements and once we see the interest rates drop even more, we should see some more buyers come out. But don't listen to anybody who's saying that the market's all of a sudden changed and it's amazing. You got to look at it in your neighborhood. You got to look at it on a micro neighborhood basis as well. So let's talk about Burlington today, because I want to start with Burlington. There's a lot of great things. If you look at the month over month numbers, really good. I'm happy with where things are at right now. Even though it's down 1% versus the previous month for a detached home, hovering around 1,456,000. That's okay. I'll tell you why after. The townhouse market, it's only down 0.4 versus the last month. And the condo market is actually up versus the previous month, almost 4%. So that's great for the condo market. Let's talk about Oakville in terms of month over month. So the previous month and this month, like pretty much the same. It was hovering around 0%, which is meaning call it around 1,878,000 for a detached home. The townhouse market in Oakville versus the previous month did go up 3%, which is great news. And the condo market went up about 6% versus the previous month. So that's great news if you own a condo. Let's go back to Burlington. So if we talk about year to date, this is a really good number because we've compiled all of the numbers right up until September. If you live in a detached home, the market has gone up about 2.6% versus the previous year, which takes it to about 1,450,000. If you live in a townhouse, it's pretty flat, which is okay, but it's up 0.2%, which is great news still. If you live in a condo in Burlington, we are around 3% higher than last year, taking it to about 633,000. That's great news year to date versus last year. Now, Oakville on the other side, not doing that great, but again, it's all about adjustment. So the market for detached homes is around 1,888,000, which is about 2.5% lower than last year. The townhouse market is down about 7%, which is actually around 994,000. Again, not great, but it was expected. And the condo market is hovering around 658,000, which is down about 4% versus last year. That was year to date. Now, if we go back to the last 12 months, and this is great because we're taking literally 12 months, Burlington, good job because you're up about 2.4% on average. So that's around 1,427,000 for a detached. The townhouse market is up 0.6%, which is around 854,000. And the condo market is up almost 3%, which is around 630,000. So Burlington is doing awesome. I love that we are heading into the end of the year with lots of green. Oakville, the last 12 months, not as bad as the year-to-date numbers, so that's good. The detached is around 1,872,000, which is down about 1.4%. The townhouse is around 994,000, which is down about 5.4%. And the condo market is around 657,000, which is down almost 5%. So the last 12 months compared to the year to date, we're looking much better for both, which is good. Now, some of these factors that contribute to where we're at year to date, I always like to talk about how many new listings are happening. In Burlington right now versus last year, we're up about 8% with new listings. So the good thing is it's been coming down over the last few months, which is great because inventory is so high. Oakville's right around the same. It's actually up about 5% for new listings. Now, when we look at inventory, this is where the big issue is right now with this market. There is so much inventory at the moment that, like, when you don't have a lot of buyers, you got a lot of inventory, you still have high interest rates, no confidence with buyers at the moment. This is an issue. So in Burlington, it's 23% higher than last year. And in Oakville, it's 35% higher. So the inventory is definitely a contributor to why homes are taking a lot longer. As soon as we get more buyers, that'll change. Now in Burlington, the sales are up 9% versus last year. So that is great news because when we look at Oakville, sales are actually down 23% versus last year. We will see an uptick in the market. We're seeing a little bit more interest, but I still don't think things are going to change rapidly for like another maybe 3 to 4 months, maybe 3 to 6 months. Now, days on market, I've been talking about this throughout the year. It's been pretty bad. On average, it can be anywhere from 30 to 40 days, which is up anywhere from 60 to 65% versus last year. So homes are taking a lot longer to sell. We as realtors, we got to educate and we have to set expectations from the beginning so our clients know this information. It's really important to know how long could your home take to sell, especially if you're thinking of buying before selling, which we don't encourage that in this market, but again, we can take you through that process if need be. Months of inventory is high. In Burlington, it's around 3.6 months of inventory, which is 33% higher than last year. And in Oakville, it's 48% higher than last year, which is hovering almost at 5 months of inventory. And that's a tricky number to deal with when the market and the economy is not as great as we would love it to be. I mean, a lot of people are still asking. They're like, well, should I hold off till next year? I mean, selling is very tricky right now. Certain pockets will move a little quicker. But when you analyze these numbers and your realtor's taking you through all of this, it does make everything a lot more comfortable, a lot more, you just know what you're going to expect in this kind of a market. So this is the kind of data we provide to our clients and anyone thinking of buying or selling. So let's talk about really good news here, okay? Like, I love talking about the last 5 years. If you've lived in your home for at least 5 years in Burlington for a detached home, you have appreciated approximately 48% in the last 5 years. For a townhouse in Burlington, you've appreciated around 45%. And the condo is around 35%. These are huge numbers, the last 5 years. Oakville, a detached, if you've lived there for at least 5 years, you've appreciated around 39%. Townhouse markets appreciated about 34%, and the condo market has appreciated about 23%. These are huge numbers over 5 years. Now, again, sometimes people are asking me and they're like, well, Rene, what about last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago? If you purchased a home in 2021, 2022, at the hype of the market, and we start averaging appreciation, it's not looking great. Obviously, like, we got to look at the peak. We got to look at where things have adjusted to. And there are people that have to sell homes even if they bought in the last few years, and that's okay. Like, if your situation requires you to sell and that you may not make a big profit, I mean, we'll still guide you through the numbers. We'll prepare you for what the realistic sale price will be, and at least you'll know. It's all about knowing where you're going to end up. Some closing thoughts here on the market. I mean, there's 3 months to go. Rates are going to keep dropping. That's a great thing. I feel that buyers really need to start to understand that if you do wait too long, there will be more buyers coming into the market, no doubt. So I feel that if you're still thinking and you're still on the fence, ask yourself this question is, how much longer do I need to wait in order to afford a home, and at what budget? Because if you're just waiting for prices to drop, stop. Like, they've been adjusting. As I just mentioned, Burlington's actually up versus last year. Oakville is struggling a little, but you can only wait so long before all of a sudden everybody else gets back into the market. And when they do, we know what could happen. So if you're on the fence still, at least be on the fence and talking to your mortgage broker, your bank, get some information, do your financing right now, take a look at how you stand and what you can afford, because the market, it should change next year. As the rates drop, they will change. So my honest opinion is do your homework, talk to professionals, start planning now. There are excellent deals out there. You just gotta be ready. So hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed the new background. If you do like our videos, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Also, if you haven't subscribed and you want to see more of this content related to the market, don't forget to subscribe. And lastly, if there's anything that I missed or you want to challenge me on or you want to talk about, click the link in the description and leave any comments or questions. I love to talk about anything and everything real estate. We live here, and so should you.